I'm Joy Harris from Joy Can Help Coaching, and I generally follow a framework that works for any type of challenge, but the framework is flexible. So I'd like to walk through the steps that we could use in a quarterly coaching program. And that's what I have going on right now, is signing up for my quarterly coaching program, which is an individual one-on-one high touch, meaning you'll have my private phone number and be able to text even between our coaching sessions. But let me give you a little bit about the framework. And what we do is we start out with many people are stuck. And that's the word they use. They just say they're stuck. Or maybe they're ready for more. They know they're ready for more. So I say they are in a basket. And if you've ever heard the phrase, I'm going to hell in a handbasket, or what am I doing in this basket? Where am I? And why am I in a basket? I don't know what that means either. But to start out with an empty basket, we are really going to identify the ways that you feel stuck, or the ways that you want to know there's more to your life and more to your work and more to what you want to do in life. And many times people are stressed, or people are too timid to speak up. And those are things on which I thrive, and I am an excellent coach to work through those. And then we talk a little bit about mindset, because there are ways that I can help you reduce stress, but I can't actually eliminate it. And your mindset would be, you can make improvements by working with a coach. And that just the accountability of working with a coach and having a game plan is going to be a great opportunity for you to move forward. And step number 3 is the clarity of where we're going to take this. Again, I have a framework, and it doesn't always work out by number. These are just the ways to understand how coaching does work. And in the clarity, you will be identifying that you are enough just the way you are. And you're going to capitalize on your strengths. You're going to understand that you are worthy, and you're going to learn to believe in yourself. That's a pretty foundational way to work on the remaining steps. Now, we talked about this a little bit at the high level. For me, we're achieving the feeling of joy. But for you, it could be the feeling of any other emotion that you may need in your toolkit, such as the feeling of gratitude, and the feeling of thankfulness, and the feeling of forgiveness, or whatever you choose to work on. Because again, it could be you don't know how to speak up for yourself, and you don't know how to really focus on the things that matter. But getting control of your emotions and feeling joy every day really helps in so many ways. And then we talk about the action steps. So we don't usually talk about the action steps on the very first visit, but we do want to make sure that you have a plan and that you execute on the plan. And there may be some self-study involved at this point. There may be homework assignments and ways that when you come back, we take up where we left off. We ask you how you're doing, but we do want you to make effort between our meetings to report back what successes you've had, because the next step is to allow success. And this is another place where people get in their own way, and people self-sabotage, and they just don't always understand that they need to have creative ideas. And sometimes those ideas might require journaling, writing down your thoughts, or it could be doodling or your own art form. And sometimes you want to write and you want to understand that there is possibility to have success and to believe it. We'll go back to believing it in allowing success. Now, the very next step is to be flexible. So we may have outlined a plan and we may have outlined some steps, but in this part, we're going to acknowledge the feeling of success, and we're going to see if what we're doing is working or if it needs to be redesigned in some way, because we're going to learn to be flexible. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to be flexible. And on the next step, we're going to work in alignment with our goals, and we're going to understand that it's really important to bring healthy emotions into everything we do. And when we allow the feeling of success, we're going to be comfortable. And after all, isn't that something that we all hope to achieve? Comfort. Even though we've had challenges, we're working through them. But when you have comfort, it means you're comfortable in your own skin. And your situation is just, this is a framework that can be used for many situations. So your situation would need to feel comfortable in both work and play, and that you know that you want to be comfortable with your friends, with your family, in the workplace. But the most important thing is for you to be comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable with yourself. And by that time, you have implemented success, and you can count your accomplishments, and you are at the peak of success and implementing your ideas and getting them kicked off, at least getting them kicked off, because you may want to work another quarter on refining the ideas that you had and setting additional plans in place. Or you may want to work on a completely different challenge that you have, asking for you to say, you are able to create a transformation in just the 12 weeks of a quarterly plan, but it is very necessary for you to be open to wrapping it up if that's what you need, or to going on to the next quarter. So I like to say there's a bonus as part of this framework and this plan, and this would be to go on and write your book again and again and again, or maybe just establish the habit of writing in your journal, or getting those paints out again. Is it acrylic paint? Is it watercolor? Are they put away? Is it markers? Whatever your passion is, you know that you have to spend some time thinking about, are you going to leave a legacy? And a legacy might be the storytelling that you know how to tell. Either way, there would be a bonus to just have another quarter of support for your art. And indeed, your life is your art. But if you're interested in writing a book, I do work with clients in that way. So that's a little bit about the framework that I use. And I definitely use a flexible framework. It isn't exactly cookie cutter for every person, but that is a guideline or a roadmap. I call them the steps to success that help the majority of my clients. And if I need to be totally flexible, I can do that too. That's a little bit about how the feeling of joy can help. And I'm Joy Harris with Joy Can Help Coaching.